And we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, Brien, ATX Metal Podcast here with something that I am really excited about. It's titled SHREDtember. And I have ventured out into the ether of the Austin metal scene and found some lovely, lovely gentlemen that have dedicated their time up here at the Field House in Cedar Park to not only talk about music and their influences and how they got started and their backstories and their bands that they're currently in, but also they brought their lovely instruments that pleases your ear holes almost every day. I know they do mine. If we can, go around the room, introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what project you're in, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Hi, I'm Brien. I am basically from the greater Texas area, born and raised pretty much. Been in Austin the last 13 years. And I am in a project called Ablaze right now. We do like hard rock.
Nice.
Cool. My name is Dylan Kortz. I live here in Austin. Hi. I grew up in Colorado, just recently moved back a couple years ago. Yeah, I play guitar for Hopefool, and I write and produce for Living College.
Hell yeah. What's up, y'all? Jon Tadon Jr. I am from Northern California. I've been in Austin since 2012 and currently playing Lift the Curse, which is a hard rock / metal duo. Played in the Browning for about a year, just filling in for a tour and a couple of festivals. So just played So What with them. It was really fun. And then I also play bass for a Austin trio called Infiltrail. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Shout out Rick Lambert. Fun project.
Well, guys, thank you very much for coming up and just, spending some time and chit-chatting about your experience as guitarists. And like I said, the title of this is SHREDtember because, throughout the journey of the podcast, I've always had a million ideas floating through my head. And Brien has been on the receiving end as well as Dylan of those phone calls where I'm like, okay, I have this idea and I need to flesh it out. And I think it was you that actually gave the moniker of SHREDtember, right?
Just genius.
I think it was you.
I can't remember.
Just take the credit.
but we also have this kind of defunct project called Does It Stank?
Wow.
And I woefully am sorry that is not still a thing. I guess it is still a thing. It's just like hibernating right now, just until I get everything back up and running. But everyone knows Stank Face. I mean, that is just tried and true. When you hear some of the nastiest riffs or breakdowns, it's the brown note. You know what I mean? It's just, whoo, son. And I have not only seen you guys play live, but I've also seen everything that you guys put out on socials and, heard your music. And there is so much depth in your guys' skill set of being guitarists. So first off, thanks for being y'all and providing, regular Joes like me something to listen to in the car or, on a run. I don't think that artists get enough credit. And also our production crew here today.
Hell yeah, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to you guys and the random stranger in the back. She's on her phone. She's like, I don't care.
My fiance.
Yeah. But I guess we'll just start with you, Brien. When did you get into playing music in general? And I guess what was your gateway into the music scene?
Oh man. Well, I guess for me it came in stages, you know. I mean, before I was born, my mom would play a lot of guitar, you know, and then honestly, I want to say like age 5 or 6, I started just singing to soundtracks, and then you know, age 8, like shower singing, and then age 10, you know, you get introduced to the recorder in grade
Shower
school.
singing meaning let it rip when you're in the shower. I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
like
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was like another term that I wasn't familiar with, but
It's a technical term.
highly technical. Yeah, lots of stuff in there. But anyways, yeah, it happened in stages. Age 10, started playing the recorder. Age 12, started playing the French horn and the piano, and
Oh.
then age 14, started playing guitar. It was the coolest out of any of them. So I was like, to hell with all this stuff. You know, we're doing guitar now.
That's a really
awesome.
cool progression though, that you started with all these other like different kind of things beforehand. So like going into especially like woodwinds and stuff like that, and actual like brass instruments, and then going to something with strings like that opens like a whole new definition on like where your, I guess, like thought process when it comes to like putting music down, like it kind of opens up, because I did not have that. Like, I
Nor
just
did
went straight to guitar.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool.
I was gonna say the closest I came was chorus in 6th grade, and
Hey,
I got
nice.
told. I don't know if my chorus teacher is still alive, but there's a thing called perfect pitch
Mhm.
where you can hear a note and play it within, I think, 3 notes. You can like come really close, and I've just always loved music, and I've never really put my mind to it. But like we were talking about earlier, there's this other project that might happen with the 6-string Kramer that I got gifted to me. So maybe that'll happen one day. But how'd you get started, Dylan?
Not like that. So I was gifted a guitar on my 11th birthday. And before that, I wanted to play drums, because I was just like, yeah, I want to beat the shit out of things.
Right.
Like I just wanted to be that guy. Drummers were cool as fuck. I got gifted a guitar because, one, it was smaller and quieter, and yeah, it just made a lot more sense. So yeah, I was gifted a guitar when I was like 11, and I just kind of stuck with it.
What was the guitar?
Oh my god. So you guys know the brand Washburn, right?
Yes,
So
of course.
Washburn has a daughter company called Lion,
Oh.
and it was a Lion like idol, I think is what it was called. It was all white. It honestly started my love for like white guitars. I adore white
Me too.
guitars. Yeah, love white guitars, like gold hardware. That's what this had, and I was just like, that's it. That's like the tits
That's
to
so
me.
sick.
That's like my thing now. I love, and still to this day, I love white guitars with gold hardware. It's just the classiest thing to me.
Not the color white, the brand white.
No, like color, like
Oh,
alpine
oh.
white, like the guitar itself, like the color on the guitar is like white. And
I gotcha.
yeah, it just started that for me, and I've just still to this day, it's like my thing. I love white guitars with gold hardware. It's like I love it. It's like porn.
It is sexy.
It is sexy. Yeah, when you see it, you're just like, oh man, that's a classy,
clean
that's a
looking, you know?
classy instrument.
Especially like, if you're on stage and the lights hit.
Exactly.
Just that shimmering,
Yeah.
Yep.
ooh.
Yeah.
No matter what the lights are doing.
No matter.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Although, from a production side, I really hate red. Like,
I get that.
Yeah,
golly, man.
totally fair.
Yeah, I
Red,
get that.
sometimes blue, like the amber, green, yellow. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent.
No, hey, yeah.
But no, yeah, I could see your point. You not only do you want it to be a solid rig, but you also want it to look
Yeah,
the part
absolutely.
as well.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
Brian, real quick, what soundtracks would you sing to? I'm a big soundtrack guy. Do you remember?
I remember singing. It was kind of more like Shania Twain or the Star Spangled
wow.
Banner.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
nice, dude.
Yeah, like I was 8. I was like, I feel like
You had that
a woman.
range.
Yeah, goddamn. I had that in my head.
That was me.
Fuck yeah.
I just like visually imagined you in the shower singing like I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
woman. Yeah.
Great visual going on right now.
Your mom's razor is just on the side. Yeah.
Oh
big
god,
deal.
it's like a promo commercial for laser
For
Yeah,
Gillette.
razors.
For Gillette, yeah.
That was
Oh,
me.
man.
Sorry, I'll answer your question. I
No,
just
you're
had
good.
to-
You're good.
So my parents raised me on pretty much hair metal and 90s country. So I still love both to this day. But no musicians in my family whatsoever. Just my sister's like danced competitively her whole life. I grew up playing baseball, so it was like I think New Year's when I was 12 or 13. Me and my 2 best friends were like, let's start a band. None of us had ever played anything before. So like the next week, one got a drum set, the other two of us got guitars, and we made some pretty bad noise for a while. Thank God bless my buddy's parents. We played in their garage. But yeah, then took lessons for like a year. Shout out Danny Means in Livermore, California.
Okay.
Yeah, my just kind of fell into the metal world. Metallica and Ozzy were my gateways into everything else, and I'm sure we'll get into influences. But
Oh, of course.
yeah, but yeah, that's how it all began. I haven't looked back. It's been 20 years. I think this year's my 20th anniversary playing. So.
Okay. Yeah. So 20 years.
Yeah.
How long?
Started when I was 11. I'll be 30 in December. So like 19, I think. Yeah. 18, 19. Yeah.
I think 18 for me.
Cool. And that estimation, I'm pretty sure it's about that. But I'm 33 now, so
Gotcha.
20-ish.
You don't look 33.
Do I look older? I am. Yeah.
No.
January of 90.
No? No?
Sorry, I just had to make a quick change there. But how about you, Brian? How did I miss that? How long you been playing?
I think it's been about 18 years.
8. Holy shit.
It's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
So between the three of us,
Over
we
30.
almost have like 60 years. In
That's
existence.
wild.
Almost. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like whenever there's like the lawyers, they're like, with over 50 years of experience. And
Yeah.
it's like 3 dudes. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
holy shit. Okay. So I guess we'll just kind of go from there, like influences. So, I mean, obviously Shania Twain
Clearly.
Obviously.
and
Definitely,
Metallica.
Yeah.
What about you, Dylan?
Man, yeah. So I grew up like in a very religious like household. But my dad, this kind of like started it for me. My dad was always like really into like hair metal. So I love that you
Yes.
brought that up. So for me, it was definitely like Motley Crue and Def Leppard. And I loved Def Leppard and Whitesnake as well. Like
Yeah,
Doug
come
Aldrich,
on.
man.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my God.
Full for
Yeah.
11, man.
Yeah, seriously. Oh man, don't even get me started. What was her name? Tawny Katan.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and the Here I Go Again video.
Here I go again
Yeah,
video.
dude.
Yeah, I
Oh, on the hood?
Yes.
on the hood.
Yes.
That right there is the whole fucking reason I started playing guitar.
It's such an iconic
Oh.
shot too.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like when you think of hair metal, I mean, that's one of the first things that pops up is Tawny up on the hood. And I remember whenever I was raised Central North Carolina, again, I have no musical talents, so it's not like I was doing this as well. But I do remember that we'd jump in my aunt's Z28 Camaro with the T-tops,
Wow.
and she would
Yes.
throw in some like ZZ Top or just some of that like a little bit not so Metallica-esque stuff, but it was like that was my first experience into kind of like heavier rock. I think it was like 10 or something. She's like, "We're going to the store," shtoom, and then just
crank
crank
it.
it. You
Yeah.
know, back when they had tape players in cars. So
Oh, yeah.
man.
date myself
Yeah.
there. What about you, man?
Oh man, influences.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Oh, scoot that chair a little bit forward so you
Okay.
can eat that microphone.
Rock and roll.
Bingo. Oof, there.
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
you sound so
Hey,
good.
You sound real crisp now.
Thank you. But yeah, it's almost too many. I mean, Metallica, Ozzy, Def Leppard, the Scorpions,
Oh, Scorpions are so good.
Boston.
Ooh,
Boston's
fuck
a
yeah.
big one for me. Rest in peace, Brad Delp.
Yep.
Oh, that kills me to this day. And then it kind of just went off the deep end. It became the pursuit of like ever crazier guitars and ever heavier guitars, right? So
Yeah.
Metallica to Pantera to Disturbed and Slipknot, and then that just went off the deep end and into like metalcore and Thal and Humanity's Last Breath. So it's just been
Yeah.
an endless
Yeah, dude.
chain.
Dude, Humanity's Last Breath was one of the first albums that I picked up instrumentally, and I didn't even know I had it. back when iPods first came out.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's go.
Dude,
That sounds like a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I bought not one of the first, but when the iPod Touch 64 gig, that was like the creme de la
Oh, yeah.
creme. And when iTunes was pretty much the only place that you could get, not only place, but it was the most popular, like today's
Right,
Spotify. And they had this little section at the bottom. It's like people also liked. And that's where I clicked on Humanity's Last Breath. I can't remember the album, but it was a split where they did all of vocals and then instrumental.
That's cool.
And then to this day, they actually just let one rip on last week's release radar. I mean, they just continue to just crush in the form of just overall production and in the vein of Thal. But my question is, since those are y'all's influences from back then, what do you think kids growing up today are going to reference in this era, in this generation, as their starting point or their jump off bands?
I still think like right now, like with us talking about like humanity's last breath and like Buster Old Home, obviously, and then Polyphia being like
Yeah.
as big as they
Yeah.
are, like I
Yeah.
think that right now is probably a huge like liftoff point for like modern day guitarists who are like just now picking it up or have done so within like the last like 2 or 3 years. Like that's probably where they're coming from, is
Yeah.
that side of things. At least on like the more progressive like metal side of guitar.
Right.
As far as like also like, dude, there's just so many influencers out right now that are just absolute rippers. It's just kind of hard to like pinpoint. Like there's just so many like technical like jazz fusion like
Oh,
guitar
yeah.
players that are just insane. You're just like I'll sit on like TikTok and just watch nothing but like guitar videos for like hours and just
I was
lose
gonna
a
ask,
whole
is
day.
that something that you guys actually do? Is like spend time watching? Because I mean, John, Brian, I've seen you guys just ripping stuff online all like 24/7. It's like you guys are just machines, especially your stuff. Like I've just recently come to know you like online, and like didn't you like win something not too long ago?
Yeah, there's a lot of so a couple things. Do you guys know who Ola England
Yeah,
is?
Swola.
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
So he does these weekly riff challenges. I've done them for like a couple of years, and for me, it's just an excuse to write every week. He just provides the drums, and I put everything else, whatever I want. It's a minute or less, really easy, really fun. But there's been a bunch of other ones pop up. So Bogren Digital, they
Yeah.
do a monthly riff contest, and yeah, I just did it for the first time last month, I think. And they same thing, just they give you the drums, you do whatever you want on top, post it, hashtag whatever, and yeah, I won $500 of real money, and then they give me like two yeah, like actual. They PayPal me. It was sick.
Wow.
That, and then they give you like $200 to their online store.
Sick.
So they do that
Oh.
once a month. So check it out.
Just dab $200 on IRs.
Pretty much. It's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I
Yeah.
bought. Dude, one thing I wanted to mention. You mentioned metalcore. For me, like the Metallica Ozzy, like got me heavy into like the Lamb of God, Kill Switch, Chimera, Shadows Fall. Like I think they call it the
Yes.
American wave of heavy metal, whatever.
Yeah.
Mid 2000s.
Like, love those bands still to this day. They're all like reuniting right now, which is pretty sick. But anyways, like that launched me into. I'm a huge European metal fan, so I like Arch Enemy is one of my favorite bands to this day. But like them, Children of Bodom, In Flames, like all those bands. So
Oh,
like
yes.
anything Swedish, their sense of melody is just like undeniable. Like I love it. But
okay,
I wonder who those bands are going to be for kids growing up. Those kind of
yeah,
I
call me ignorant just because I'm not as entrenched as you guys are. But what is it about European metal, specifically the guitars?
They're just better.
They're just so fucking good.
They're so good.
I
They're
did
so good.
actually. I did hear. It was an Ola England interview with Rick Beato. You guys probably seen him on
Yes.
YouTube.
Yeah, Rick's awesome.
Yeah,
So
he's
good.
so good. But he was on Ola's show because I think he was in Sweden. But he asked him that exact same thing, and Ola's answer was kind of good. He's like, "Dude, I think it's the weather. There's just not very much good weather, so they're inside way more."
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess that
So
makes
So
sense.
very
yeah.
simple answer, but I thought that was interesting because I've always wondered the same thing.
You think that's why the Texas scene is just such a ripper? It's
I-
because nobody wants to go outside in this atrocious heat.
Yeah, because I mean,
Uh,
we're recording this on what's today's date? 13th of August.
Yeah.
13th of
Yeah, I
August.
mean, we are over 30 days of 100+ heat and no rain, and
Crazy.
it's just, I mean, it's wild. Anyway, we're not going to get on climate change. There's definitely plenty of songs out there about climate change.
Hey, it affects those. Believe it or not, it does.
Does
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah.
Very
Okay,
much
well,
so.
yeah, let's get into the guitars.
Yeah,
So,
big
yeah, I guess since, how does weather affect the guitar?
So think about it like this, right? Like,
Which one you want to grab?
it's fine. I mean, you can just look at them. That's fine. You don't have to touch it. But no, I mean, like they're made out of wood or like composite or just some sort of like wood-based material. And with weather and humidity, like there's like it flexes with heat and cold.
Oh no,
you know?
yeah,
So yeah,
being a car guy, I should totally understand that. That makes
Yeah.
total sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Just atmospheric pressure, humidity, temperature, plus the sweat and everything getting on
Yeah.
it. Like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
man, I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that.
It's all chemistry and
Yeah.
physics. And if it's anything other than like 68 to 75 degrees,
Room temperature.
Yeah.
I'm like never going to leave my guitar in a car for more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very anal about that
Me too.
too.
Oh, I didn't even think about the
Yeah.
leaving because I leave my stuff in the
Good
car
point.
all the time.
yeah.
So
You were talking about that Kramer earlier.
yeah.
The action on that thing is probably enough to park a truck. on there.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Oh,
you.
man.
But
I should have brought it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Definitely.
But that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of science. There's a lot of chemistry. And it's not just like a piece of wood that's been cut into a certain shape and like put, electronics in and slap some strings on it. There's a lot of math that goes behind it, and there's a lot of care that goes into it as well. Like, having to get it set up for certain tunings. You can't just tune it to a different tuning. It has to be set up. A lot of guys like to get their frets like what is it? Planked?
Yeah, planked.
Planked.
Yep.
So that's
What is that?
that's where it makes your frets like completely flat, like super flat.
So it's like
Okay.
the opposite of scalloping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So scalloped is basically kind of like where you
Goes
have
like-
like really big like
Like a-
cuts.
Cutouts.
Yeah.
Or scoops. Or
It's like a
Yeah,
baby
basically.
vert ramp in there.
Yeah. When I think of scalloped frets, I Yingwei Momsen.
Ooh,
Exactly.
yeah.
His signature
Instantly,
has
yeah.
them. Yeah.
So Yingwei also plays a Fender 70 Strat like that, except his is like this off like white yellow. It's fucking gorgeous.
It's pretty sweet.
But he, from the 12th fret to the 21st fret, all of his frets are just like scalloped.
Okay, hold on. May I grab your
Yeah,
guitar?
go ahead. Yeah.
I love that. May I grab your guitar?
Yeah.
Can you
that's
pass this? Can you
right.
have
Yeah, here we go.
explain what you just said? Because I have no clue
Okay. So
from the numbers that you just said. I don't understand this.
So the 12th fret is right here. Right?
Okay.
So he has from here all the way down, they're just scalloped frets.
12 to 24.
12 to 21 on a
21,
Fender
okay.
Strat, yeah. So with his like play style, he does a lot of like symphonic stuff, but he also does crazy like vibratos and bends. Like the way that his play style is, like he demands having those like scalloped frets. Like without it, it's just weird. It's just him playing a standard.
Is that because he has to like get in between the frets to make the noise? I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand
he
why
just-
the scallops.
So it kind of allows you to have more note tension. So
Okay.
it allows you to like kind of like swing a certain like note a little bit more. And
Okay.
his play style is just crazy. He's also extremely fast. You can't understand a lick of what he says, but as soon as he
Yeah.
picks up a guitar, like what's happening.
You're like, I'm here.
the guy's
Yeah.
the guy's insane. But yeah, I mean, like y'all, yeah. I said his name. They knew exactly what I was talking about. Like, so yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the Pantera vulgar videos?
The vulgar videos?
Yeah.
No.
So there's a really funny Yngwie clip in there. You can find it on YouTube now, but there's this really famous clip where he just is like walking out of a donut store and he just goes, "I don't like fucking donuts," or whatever. Like that's the only thing you could like understand him saying. So
Dude.
definitely look that up on YouTube. It's the best.
That's fantastic.
That makes me think of the clip where he's like, "Oh, people keep on telling me to slow down. I don't even-
yeah.
They keep on telling me less is more."
He doesn't
He's
give
like,
a fuck.
He's like, "How is that possible? More is more." And it's amazing.
He's the best.
I ruined it. So,
He's
look up.
unauthentically himself though. at
No,
all
straight
times.
up. I've seen some of his like I saw this video. It's on YouTube of like his like literally he's like 2 minutes away from like getting up on stage, and it's cool too because he's got like this mounted acoustic guitar. It's an Ovation. And it's also
yeah.
got like scallop frets and everything.
Yep.
And the dude just like he's got a cigarette in his mouth. He just takes a shot of God knows what, and it just goes out on stage and starts just plucking, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
It's wild.
Like instantly, and you could just tell the guy's just like lit 24/7.
Yep.
Like that's just what.
So okay, well I guess we'll move into that. So who are you guys looking up to, or who are you guys, I guess, paying attention to right now in the terms of shredding or just playing guitar in general?
You guys know Pierre Daniel?
Actually, no.
Kadinja, French band. He also plays in Novelists.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, I know
Okay.
Novelists.
Yeah,
Love
that-
Novelists.
I know
Yeah,
I know
love
novelists. I know
Okay.
one band.
I knew the name sounded familiar. Yeah,
Yeah,
Novelists.
Hell
huge.
yeah.
That guy, and then just the jazz fusion. I mean, there's Tom Quayle,
Mhm.
Rick Graham.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
monster.
Jesus Christ.
Love his Charvel.
I'm sorry,
His-
who's Rick
his,
Graham?
His guitar.
I'm telling you, when I say I'm ignorant to all this, I have no idea.
Who does Rick Graham? Does he play for the band or is it just himself?
I'm not sure.
I don't. I've only
I've
just
only
known him
seen
online.
just himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just an absolute shredder.
Yeah. Guy's
Okay.
crazy.
Just a virtuoso. But his Charvel, his guitar is beautiful.
Oh
Big
yeah.
fan.
Oh yeah.
He's so super fast.
So what is it that attracts you to I guess them?
Complexity of phrasing, I guess, right? And then the jazz theory just kind of blows my mind, and so I've been rigorously studying the last 4 years.
Because I've witnessed you and our buddy Chris just going to absolute town in his living room. It's like the one thing that one of the things that I love about doing this is, making the friendships and everything is great, but being able to get on the inside and watching how the music is made and how, you can, when we listen, and I this is a very, very bad analogy, but you know, for as long as I record, it takes at least 2 to 3 hours to make all of this happen, and that's just spoken word. Watching you guys artists create a 10 to 20-second riff, I mean, hours, take after take after change after take after change, and so being in the room and watching it happen, I've I've witnessed some really cool shit in the handful of years that I've been here, and I get to hear the songs in pre-production and then post-production, and then I hear them, you know, before they hit the airwaves. They're like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm just like, "Fuck, this thing slaps." Does anybody else know about this? No, it's just you and 3 other people. Holy shit! Can I tell people? So, first off, that's just hats off. Just again, I personally cannot thank you guys enough for just getting after it day after day after day, and then continuing your journey, you know, down the road and getting better and better and better. So, there's that. But where, like, I've seen you sweep a guitar better than I can do my driveway. Where the fuck did that come from?
Oh man, Michelangelo Battio.
Oh, yeah, of
my
course.
God.
These two
All
guys.
I-
Did you guys have the
that's
old?
it.
I think
all
I had it
I
on
think of.
VHS back in the day. Do you know his old like instructionals?
Speed Kills or whatever,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
So good.
I used to watch that.
Yeah.
Seriously, I
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God,
Yeah.
you guys are such nerds.
Oh, we are,
Dude,
man. I was so
yeah.
excited for this.
Dude, I got a Randall half stack and it came with the Michelangelo video.
Yes.
Yes, the speed kills thing. And it hooked me because this guy, he's ambidextrous, right?
Yeah.
And he has this custom made guitar.
Oh, is that the one that's playing?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Stupid.
What? Yeah.
Like,
super
that's-
necessary. Very
How does
necessary.
how does your brain even compute that? I guess does it boil down to muscle memory? Like you just over time you just know where everything's
I think
at,
so.
Yeah.
right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you on your guitar. I mean, on that very guitar right there, just absolutely killing it. And I'm just like, what is he doing?
Turkey sounds.
That's exactly how it sounds too.
Yeah.
I love it.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I saw Michelangelo, I was like, well, there goes the next 10 years of my life. Like, and so I just got after it every single day, and 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years into the technique, it just cements itself in you, almost like breathing.
So what would you say? I guess we'll move. We'll get on to after you two drop your influences and whatnot. We'll move on to like your style. Because I know that there's like we have different genres here, which is why I chose you guys. So what about you?
Influences, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I've got 3.
'Kay.
Chris Wiseman,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
From,
Chris,
Shadow of Intent and
Currents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
that's
His
okay.
videos are
Yeah.
so. I love his Instagram videos.
Yeah.
That guy's
Very
nuts.
good.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Very good.
To me, Chris is probably one of the like just goats when it comes to writing like modern metalcore. I just can't give enough credit to the guy. Like, just his overall style is super clean. His technique is like really, really similar to like how I feel like I play. So I
Okay.
draw a lot of influence from him as a musician. Just absolutely insane. So yeah, there's him. And then I'd probably have to say, so I listen to a lot of like classical like virtuoso stuff. So Anton Dufour, if you guys don't know him, like look him up. He's
Okay.
fantastic.
Is he electric guitar or is it?
It's all acoustic, like
Sick.
classical acoustic.
Awesome.
The guy does some stuff with just like 6 strings that is just like absolutely, it just blows my mind. And that's like classical type music.
Okay.
With like nylon strings and everything. It's wild.
Oh.
The guy's crazy. Yeah. Super good. And then man, I was kind of expecting this question, but there's so many.
It's tough when you actually get asked it.
You're
though.
like,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, for real.
basically, yeah.
It's like we know you know. but-
Yeah, I'll just leave it at those 2 for right now because
Okay.
I could just keep going on. But yeah, those top 2 for me.
John,
Yeah.
what you?
I can't not mention Zach Wild. I have a tattoo right here of Zach Wild. It's a silhouette.
Do you?
So a lot of people think it's Chewbacca playing guitar, which my friend actually got a real tattoo of Chewbacca playing guitar just to make fun of me.
That's fantastic.
But anyways, it is Zach Wild.
That's a true friend, right?
Yeah.
there.
Oh
That's
yeah. We've
amazing.
known him since kindergarten. But anyways, Zach's my kind of everything's a part of. I'm a huge Black Label Society fan. I'm seeing
Oh,
Play with Pantera on Friday in
Oh,
Dallas.
Oh,
wait,
fantastic.
You're playing?
No. I'm
Oh, I
seeing
was like,
them.
holy
no,
shit,
no.
John.
no.
Why are you here?
No. Because Zach Wild's been playing with Pantera or the Pantera
Right.
tribute, whatever you want to call it. But they're opening for Metallica on Friday in Dallas.
Lamb of God will be there as well.
They're at the Austin show, the next day, I think.
I got you.
Which was announced after the Metallica show. But anyways, it's gonna be cool. But yeah, Zach's my guy. Also, someone that I think is really underrated is a guy named Pierre Nielsen. He plays for Scar Symmetry.
Dude,
And he actually filled in for Meshuggah for a little bit too, but he is criminally underrated. He's a Swedish guy.
Dude,
But
he's-
you're familiar?
I was gonna actually
He's
bring
so
him up
good.
when European metal came up, and I
Yeah.
almost said Scar Symmetry.
Scar Symmetry is their new album's incredible.
Oh,
But
dude.
definitely check them out if you haven't. Again, it's another Swedish melodic. What would you even call them? Like
melodic.
they have screaming and singing, but just like so melodic all over the place.
It's like melodic deathcore in moments.
Yeah.
because it does like the,
And they used to have one vocalist who did all the singing, the growling. Now, for the last like 10 years, they've had two. One growler, one screamer, but super talented. Also, Amaranth, another Swedish band, 3 singers. There's a chick, a guy, and then a guy screamer.
3 singers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're actually. I just got a ticket. They're coming with Dragon Force to Empire in October,
Interesting.
which they had to come and take it. Show get canceled because of COVID. So I'm super excited.
yeah,
But
womp womp.
yeah. Them and then there's one other I was gonna say. Oh, just someone I wanted to kind of shout out that's technically local. You guys have probably seen him online. Clayton King.
Oh,
yeah,
Clayton
yeah,
from So It Begins?
Yeah,
super
Clayton's
nice,
nuts.
super nice guy. But he is just
He just
killing it.
he just picked up.
What band is he gonna play
oh
for?
my God.
Nothing
He's going on tours.
Nowhere.
Nothing
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah.
That's
He's
it,
just
yeah.
absolutely crushing everything right now
Yeah.
and super nice guy. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you asked who we're paying attention to, and definitely Clayton.
No, yeah, and Clayton's one of those ones where when I see his stuff online, I'm like, how do I know this person?
Right.
And then somebody was like, "Oh, So It Begins." I was like, "Motherfucker, there
Yep.
it is." It's just with everybody doing, their projects. There's always this kind of side hustle aspect that you guys are always putting in the work, putting in the content. And today is, content is king. So just you got to get it out there. You got to get it out. There's not really any more like street teams or flyer parties or people handing out demos. Like your demo is your single that you're promoting, doing a playthrough on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. On an aside, speaking of just social media stuff, there's this I don't know the guy's name, but it's a country song called Rich Men North of Richmond.
Huh.
It's
It's a good name.
it's I'm telling you, it's going to be like the blue collar anthem, and it's country. He actually, I
Nice.
was scrolling and thought it was my cousin Travis. I'm dead serious. I was just like,
It's
what
not
the fuck?
Travis?
It's not Travis.
Okay.
I wish it was Travis, but just the amount of effort that you guys have to go through. And so whenever you see an individual putting out content, it sometimes may not click. So if you're curious, if you like what you're seeing, I guess this is for the general audience. If you like what you're seeing, go do the deep dive and figure out their main project or their 2 kind of semi-main projects, and then just support them through there, because that's the other biggest thing is it costs you nothing to click, like, share. Like it's I mean, unless you pay for the service, but then again, you're the one doing the thing. Just continue. The only way that you're going to support local metal or local music in general is just share, because that's the only way. And I know that it's kind of, oh man, my fucking friend friended me, and then he told me, hey, come like my band. It's like,
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just the way that it has to happen these days. But switching gears, so style. Let's get into style, and then I guess we can get into like gear. What would you say your style is, Brian?
Oh man. I was just thinking about this the other day, and I gotta say, like, the style I put forward on the internet is not exactly what I really do all the time. I think I just have this like neurotic obsession with like nailing, the Michelangelo thing. But beyond that, I'd say, I'll get into a lot of like legato playing, or like I've been studying a lot of fusion, a lot of jazz
Hell yeah.
lately. So I've been kind of changing it up. So getting into blues and melodic minor and stuff like that, but then sitting down and just shredding something a bit more conventional. And I kind of bounce back and forth, I guess, between those two things. But the world doesn't see much of the jazz yet. I still want to cook up more in the lab before I debut, right?
Oh.
Okay.
But-
Okay. So to be continued.
Yeah, it's always growing, man. It's always growing.
What about you, Dylan?
Oh man, yeah, that's kind of tough.
I guess maybe I should have prefaced this with is like define style.
Hmm.
Maybe we should start there. Is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, we're all
Yeah.
like, well, yeah. Man, always tend to lean more towards like melodic ambient kind of like
Okay.
stuff. Like that's when I pick up a guitar, that's like naturally like kind of like where I go to.
That's where you flow.
You know, yeah. I like pretty chords, you know. I like dark sounding chords that are still like very like ambient melodic, but like also have like a pretty ting to it.
I
Like,
got you.
and everything that I do is like, you know, like I'll have that chord down, I'll get that like chord progression like built in, and start building like production around that. And then like all of my lead stuff and solo stuff comes obviously like out of that, you know, and I try to make everything like very well balanced. And I do that for Living Hollow stuff, I do that for Hopeful stuff. You know, granted they are both completely separate
Yeah,
types of music.
That is a.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a far stretch, but I
No.
mean that is definitely two not similar
Yeah.
sounds.
So, but the same process like goes into both of them, you know, and I sit down and I do the same exact thing, you know. I try to just, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a style per se,
Okay.
you know, like
But
jazz
that's
fusion.
just your
That's
style.
my thing. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm just like a metalcore dude.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There
Dude,
it
it's
is.
just zeros, dude. That's my style.
There it is, ladies and
Zeros.
gentlemen. Ones and zeros.
Ones and zeros.
I
man.
I have this another like side thing that I want to do is called gentervention, where
Solid.
I have a shirt that just says it's all about the ones and zeros, and it was this whole like kind of parody that we were going to do at Chris's house where I believe when Volumes released like Via or not Via, golly, what song? I mean, Volumes is just genty as shit anyway.
Oh,
But it was I forget what song it was,
like
but
wormholes,
maybe
Yeah.
we just had it.
like off of it. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what
we
you're
just
talking
had this. We just had this idea where I would be wearing a white T-shirt where I like wrote "Gent Forever" like in Sharpie, and I'm standing in the mirror and like looking at myself while like some just gent nastiness was going on in the background. But it would be like a round table where I would be coming over to someone's house to like house party or whatever, but it's an actual intervention about my love of gent. And so it was just like gentervention.
You guys have
It's
seen
very good.
You guys have seen Stevie T, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
That reminds me of Stevie T.
I'll have to look that one
YouTube
up.
Look it
guy.
up.
Yeah, he's
okay.
great.
Really big on gent stuff. Would do that.
Stevie T.
Stevie T.
100%.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
solid.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Style
wise, kind of going off what you said with metalcore. The Browning gig was kind of a funny fit for me because I'm primarily I identify as mainly like a lead guitar player, and I think there's one Browning riff that went above the 12th fret, maybe. And and I love those guys to death.
No,
Johnny McBee,
no.
he's the man. But for me, like it's mostly ones and zeros, but like which is more difficult for me because I'm used to like in Lift the Curse we have leads everywhere,
all over
like
the
in
place.
choruses and stuff. Like my favorite stuff to write is just like leads, melodic stuff over chords, and you know shredding here and there. But the Browning was like a good and challenging fit for me because it was just like intricate. It was like memorizing a bajillion breakdown patterns.
Right.
And really good ones. Like again, Johnny McBee writes and records everything. He's super talented, not as just a screamer, but really good guitar player. So yeah, my style again coming from the Zach Wild world. I don't really know my modes very well, but I treat everything in the minor pentatonic realm to get nerdy for a second. But I know some extra notes. Like I got some solos that definitely flirt in harmonic minor. I'm pretty sure is what they are. But like the way I view my writing is all like within these scales that I learned 18 years ago, probably.
Okay.
But I just primarily like my favorite thing to do is write and record. So like I've just been doing it for so long. Like
Mhm.
I just know
You know where it's at.
pretty much, yeah, depending on what key I'm in. So, but I am getting back into studying more. So you're definitely inspiring hearing what you're doing. So
Let's okay. What? So obviously we have these lovely guitars over here. What tuning are you in? What's your? I guess we'll say what are you in now, but what is your favorite?
oh, great question.
Oh man, I guess it depends on how many strings the guitar has.
Oh my God. Okay,
Yep,
let's
yep,
start there.
very
Okay,
good
so
answer.
Good answer.
so the
Oh.
standard guitar 6, 7 is Riff City, 8 is jauntiness, 9 is too much, right?
I agree. I mean, well,
Yeah.
Dylan's like, well,
What about
if I
10,
have a
motherfucker?
9-string guitar, it's a surfboard.
that's
because the first 9
Valid.
string I think I saw was Jared Dines with the 9.
Oh,
yeah.
And that it was so cool to kind of see that evolution of Jared, you know, just making these wild, you know, YouTube and Instagram videos. But then he then he did some shit with like Howard from
oh yeah,
Kill Switch.
Scion.
Yeah,
That project was
Scion,
really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cool that it, you know, going from just content creation to that. Like, of course, there's obviously a lot of work that goes into getting to that level, but I mean, it just goes to show that if you just keep at it. But tuning. So, what I guess does everybody own a 7?
Yeah.
Everybody owns a 7. Does everybody own an 8?
No 8.
No.
No 8s?
I have 2.
Oh shit! Brian's got enough for all.
Yeah, I
That's
got
awesome,
too
dude.
many.
And then okay, I get 6s yes, 7s yes, 8s no yes, and
What-
no 9s.
What brand?
One is an Ibanez, and
Cool.
it's a little poopy, and then the
Is
other
it, is it the RG8?
yeah, it was like the $300 one.
Sick.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But then I was like, this isn't good enough, and Altermind was gonna do that live stream with a machine. out in
Oh
Dripping
yeah,
Springs,
that's right.
and I needed a really good one, so I ordered a Schecter 8-string Hellraiser.
Oh, sick.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Very
and
nice.
that thing has EMGs, and it's just
Nice. That's awesome.
Okay, so we'll stick with the 7. We'll stick
7.
since
Okay.
that's an even playing
yeah.
ground. What is your favorite tuning in a 7?
I guess drop G.
It's a good one. Respectable.
Okay. Yeah.
Drop G.
I have no clue where that's at.
It's like drop C. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's a little lower than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Can you play that? Yeah, it's like boom. No. boom.
boom.
What about you?
Drop F sharp.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
For 7s, the Browning tuning was a drop G, but then Johnny had this interesting thing where the high strings were extra Cs, so you could do like these chords, and it was like playing like Goo Goo Dolls songs, just
Right.
like really easily. But it just makes it so you can have extra like chunky just
Gotcha.
breakdown noises. But personally, I like a normal 7-string with the bottom drop, so drop A. I actually just put mine in it yesterday, and it feels really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now absolutely. I could.
Yeah, sorry,
Ryan.
Ryan.
I couldn't tell you if you played that note what that tuning was.
Yeah.
But can you guys audibly like? Oh, that's definitely.
Yeah.
X?
Close enough.
In-
Probably.
enough,
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
imagine. Yeah.
So how do you achieve? Because I know that over the progression of from say 2010 and on today, like lower is better. I mean I just continuously. And when I talk to these bands, they're like, "Oh, dude, you're not ready for the next album." I'm like, "I'm sure I am."
Right.
What's the tune? Oh, we're going even lower.
Like double drop E.
Yeah.
yeah, like
It's
so.
it's a thing.
I just
What?
I just
Yeah.
I don't. Then because everybody like not everybody, but the bassist doesn't really get a chance to shine, and
He does now.
he does now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Bass solos, you're
yeah.
actually the bass end up getting high. You know.
I've come to really really bass. I mean, just on I feel like it's almost like the glue. Like the drummer keeps time, the guitarist wow everybody with their cool skills, and then the bassist is like,
Eh.
I'm keeping everybody together.
Yeah.
So respect on my name, please.
Yep.
But when it comes to just progressively going to a lower note or a lower what's the proper lower chord, lower whatever,
Yeah.
like where does that come in? Like, is it just because it fits the song, or I know that some bands like that's just the direction we want to go. We want to get away from drop A. We want to go over here to something a little bit heavier. But I mean, there's got to be a floor, right?
So, like, as far as like how low of tuning you can go.
Yeah, there's got to be this is inaudible. Like
So-
you just hit the string and it just
Right.
floats.
Yeah. Like it's just like you just put the string on.
yeah, like no
Yeah.
winding.
That's it. Nothing. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For me, especially on the production side too, like it's really important for me to figure out as far as
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
with your vocalist,
Mhm.
finding out what their range is, and then writing
Oh.
your music in the tuning and whatever key you're playing in based around what their range is in.
That makes a lot of
'Cause
sense.
you don't
I
want
didn't even think
you
about.
don't want to write any. It's a lot easier with like harsh vocals,
Yeah.
but there's still notes and stuff that those vocalists are doing. So you want it to be like a very like happy sit. You want everything to sit very
I got
well.
you.
Because you can tell like in a mix, you can tell when somebody's vocals are like just not sitting well, and it could be just as simple as that. Like, dude, they are just out of tune with the rest of the song.
So I guess just real quick, like, what's the fix? Do you change the vocals, or do you like change the?
My opinion is you should change as the band, but you can tell if a band's not willing to budge or not
Yeah.
because the singer's truly struggling.
Mhm.
You know
I
what
got you.
Because yeah,
But it's-
I never thought
yeah.
about taking the range at which the vocalist
Yeah.
carries.
Yeah,
in
for me, it's elementary. That's
Yeah.
one of the first things. that
Almost
I
like
do.
101.
Yeah, like when I'm writing a song, I'm just like, okay, cool. If it's hopeful, cool. I'm in Hopeful's in drop B right now. We have a couple of songs in drop G sharp with the quad cortex.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
But our vocalist Hunter sings in both of those bass tunings
Right.
really well. Like can do both of those like bass tunings super well. So I was just like, okay, cool. So I transposed some of our songs that were recorded in C that were just slightly a little too high for him,
Mm-hmm.
put them down to drop B, and then some of the new stuff that I've written for Hopefool is in drop G sharp. And that's where he sits. That's his happy space.
I got you. So it's almost like the music forms not completely around him, but definitely complements.
It's there to basically. It's there to make everything cohesive
I got you.
and copacetic because I'm not gonna release anything that just sounds like garbage.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, that's not the goal.
Yeah.
Hot garbage is not the goal.
Yeah.
For Lift the Curse, we do something super similar. We play in drop C, but we have songs in a lot of different keys. Sometimes it'll be like almost the opposite, where like I'll write something and Ryan comes up the melody, chorus melody, and it's like, shit, let's try that a couple steps up. Or we've had a couple songs with key changes, just where at the end of the song it does go up. But yeah, Ryan Hegefeld, very talented vocalist. But yeah, it's super fun to do that again. And sometimes like we get this riff stuck in our head. We've been playing for weeks, and then we change it, and it's like, oh shit. So it's fun. It's weird for us, but it's kind of cool as a guitar player.
This is the way.
Sonically, it's just different, but usually for the best.
Brian, what is Bridges Ablaze doing these days?
Oh man, just writing a bunch of music, shooting a bunch of videos, releasing a bunch of stuff. We actually have a studio date in September. We're going to be recording 2 more songs, and then in October we are going to be shooting another music video.
Nice.
And my roommate just moved out, so that means my storage crisis is over.
Ooh,
Which
nice.
because it was getting kind of bad, and now I can actually buy like all this live gear we need for shows. So gigs are going to be on the horizon too pretty soon.
Nice. Yeah, you guys have been hustling. I know that you said you kind of just put all your effort into that. Like that's like your thing. Right?
Yeah. When I left Altermind and pretty much every other band I was in, I was like, well, heck, got to go all in on me.
Which, by the way, Altermind, such good music.
Thank you, man.
What about Living Hollow and Hopeful? What you guys got going on?
So Hopefool's got a new song that we are about to get sent off to mix and master. We have some plans to release it within the next coming months. Living Hollow just dropped a new single.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
There is
So good.
Beneath Me. So that was because I was playing guitar for Living Hollow, as you know.
Mhm.
And I still write like majority of the music because I'm the producer. I record and I write everything.
You
just
and
in my
Chris
home.
just collaborate?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, we'll just go into my home studio and just spend ungodly amounts of time just writing evil, demonic shit. Colby's been there. He's seen it. He knows what.
He's like, I know the hate.
Yeah,
I can figure.
he knows what happens. But yeah. So the Earth Beneath Me was our vocalist Blake had left just due to like personal reasons and stuff like
Sure.
that, just within work and everything. No bad blood or anything. Like still
That's good.
super tight. So shout out to Blake. But we just decided instead of like trying to outsource for a vocalist that I would just step in.
Mhm.
And The Earth Beneath Me was like our first release with me on vocals.
Okay, that was my next question. That's you on vocals?
That's me on vocals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you always done vocals, or
No.
So this is
no.
a new field for you.
I had done vocals once before for a band called Without Memories, which was here in Austin like 10 years ago.
I thought you were going to say shower singing with Shania.
Not quite to that level yet. No. I'll sing that shit out in public.
Yeah.
Yes.
John, what about
Hell
you?
yeah. So for Lift the Curse, just uploaded our next single this morning. September 15th comes out. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, it's just Ryan Hegefeld and I, and then we have a drummer play with us live. But he lives about an hour and a half away from me. I don't think I've ever told you this part, but we've actually written and recorded remotely for years. So we literally just use the same software, Apple Logic, and we just share files over Google Drive.
Okay.
And that's how we
Dude.
complete songs. And we've done it way before COVID. So like when COVID hit, we
Smart.
just
You're like,
Yeah,
I
That's
was here
fantastic.
first.
That's-
yeah. So it's honestly very easy, and we just love writing. So we have just so much music. We just released an album in June 30th. But yeah, next singles September. We got the October one pretty much done too. We got to Come and Take It show on August 25th. So a couple weeks. Playing with a band called Lockjaw. It's actually on a Friday
yes.
for once.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Which we don't
just saw
usually play
the-
on Fridays at
yeah.
Come and Take It, but we're pumped.
I just saw that flyer. Yeah.
And then shooting, we pretty much do everything ourselves. We do a lot of our own music videos too. So we're shooting one on Thursday and one on Saturday.
No.
Wow.
So we stay very, very busy.
Busy
Like when we
guys.
do get together, it's either for shows or.
Oh
videos
yeah,
and
I got
stuff.
you. It's
You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
you're
highly
gonna,
productive.
you're
Yeah.
gonna spend the 3 to 5 hours that you have together. Like we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
This.
We both got day jobs. He's got 3 kids, so we make it
Oh.
count. Yeah, we make our time count.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. I
So-
definitely understand that hustle. Like you're like
Yeah.
trying to find time. Like Sundays early for me is typically like the sweet spot because the wife works late night. 10's bar. You know how that is.
I have cats.
You have Brian living the solo life over here, yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No cats. Nothing.
No cats. Just your guitar. Well, let's get to the guitars, man. Here, mind if I grab your guitar?
Oh, by all means.
Walk me through what we're looking at and explain. I guess just you can go through the basics like the build and the pickups and all that fun stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, so full confession, I think you guys are definitely more gearheads than me. But from what I understand about you guys could probably tell me more about my own guitar. But from what I understand, EMG pickups, love them. It really helps, just getting the best sound out of it. 7 strings. I forget what kind of bridge this is.
Probably a Gibraltar.
Gibraltar is what I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love these kinds.
Yeah,
Just feel
they're
good on the
fantastic.
hand.
Yeah.
They're super recessed, so they sit really low on the body. So
Yep.
yeah.
And honestly, at first the fretboard not having very obvious fret marker notations was a little
Yeah.
tricky.
Do you know if those
Oh.
are lumen lays on top?
I'm not sure.
I bet.
Try it out when you get home or whenever. Put your phone or like flashlight on it.
Yeah.
And it
take
charges
into,
them
like,
up.
a dark room. Yeah.
Oh,
And then they'll light up
yeah.
when you play live and it's dark.
Oh, so it's like a
Oh.
photoreceptor.
I had an Ibanez similar year that didn't, but I would try it out.
I'm willing to bet this one might. It kind of looks like it does.
Perhaps.
Actually,
Yeah, Ryan,
know,
did you
it's
know
kinda
that?
hard, yeah.
A lot of guitars have that.
yeah.
So
No.
you literally I used to take
I
a
ju-
flashlight before Browning shows because the lights were. I never knew if it was gonna be black or not. So I
Makes
charge
total
them up,
sense.
and they last pretty long too.
I know that
Crazy.
in the Fred I've seen them. Like just so you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like you're just dead there staring at it. But I never thought about it being like on the edge.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cheat code.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Brian, there's no markers. They're just on the top.
Yep, they're just on the top. So at
I gotcha.
first it was a bit to adapt to because
For sure.
I was really used to just having like 3,
Mhm.
But at this point, it almost makes me want to get a fretless guitar, and I think I'm
Ooh.
going to
Oh, okay.
like
Dude, respect.
really inspired.
Would you know
Exactly.
where
That's
you're
my
at?
question.
It's, so it still has markers up on the top.
Mhm.
But
Oh, I
you're
didn't know
just
that- I didn't know that,
yeah,
actually.
you're just without the frets. But
Cheat
dude,
code is still there.
that's still gonna open a whole new side of things. Like that's
Still,
jazz fusion.
It-
all
it-
over the
yeah.
place.
It's hard.
it demands
Oh my
respect.
God.
Yeah, I saw Guthrie,
Yeah.
Guthrie Govan playing
Oh.
the mirror one,
Yep.
and I was just like,
That
I'm
should have been my
sold.
third influence. Damn.
There it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
God.
We knew we'd figured it out.
Oh man.
but I
God.
I think that's all. Honestly, I'm thinking back. I'm kind of kicking myself because I have a guitar at my house that's also a 7-string and it has 27 frets.
Ooh,
Gotcha.
just on the top
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it goes back here, and then it's got like a Strandberg butt, but a super strat everything else
Oh,
from the
that's
butt.
sick, man.
Whatever
Okay.
this term is, the guitar's butt.
Yeah.
We'll go with butt.
Whatever.
That's the butt.
That's
yeah.
good enough for
Yeah,
me.
It's a
That's
butt.
the butt.
We
But,
gotta keep things simple for Ryan. Okay?
Works for me, man.
This is the ass.
Yeah, this
the
down
titties.
here, that back door.
Uh,
Yes.
that's amazing. Honestly, other than that, it's got a kill switch. It's got a single
Oh.
volume knob. That's pretty much it.
Hold the fucking phone. Hold the phone. That's literally called a kill switch.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
right
it's
here is a
real.
kill switch.
Please
Kills-
tell me that's where kill switch got
Kills
their name
in.
from.
Don't know.
I
for
just
certain.
have no idea.
I have never
Yeah.
known that. That is news to me.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you use it for? I've actually never played a guitar with one. The kill switch. Do you use it a lot?
Never.
Okay.
What does it
It's a-
do?
Just
Kills what?
Kills
Sound.
everything.
Kills everything.
So,
yeah.
with my ESP, the way that I had my ESP set up, so kind of similar, like a Les Paul. Except ESP has so you've got a main volume for your bridge, main volume for your neck, and then you had a main tone, and then they had a switch right here, which was your pickup selector. I would never run my neck pickup, so I'd always keep my neck pickup volume all the way down.
Okay.
And then so my bridge pickup volume and the tone were all the way up. So I would use my pickup selector as a kill switch. So when it's down in the treble, which is your bridge pickup, everything's hot. But as soon as I'm done playing live, and you can see it, you can look back on videos too, I flip that switch and it acts as a kill switch. and everything's quiet because that pickup is
Smart.
just dead.
Oh.
This essentially does the same thing except with the entire thing.
So it's just an on-off switch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this guy right here, that's your pickup selector. So that's
Okay.
his bridge pickup. That's both of them engaged at the same time. That's his neck pickup. So if he has it all the way down like that, volume all the way up, engages that, it cuts the power to it.
No. So then it's just
quiet.
nothing.
It's quiet.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
See?
best for live applications
Yeah.
or something.
This is why I brought you guys here.
Yeah. I love kill switches. Kill switch engage.
Yeah.
it makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
So, how long have you had that?
Oh man, I think I got it in 2016.
Oh, I guess what
actually.
brand is it?
It's an Ibanez.
Okay, Ibanez 7.
Yeah,
Yep.
discontinued RG.
So, I guess who are the major players today? I definitely know like Ibanez is there because God knows I've seen Ibanez for sale on all kinds of Facebook marketplaces. It almost seems like not the everyday guitar. I could be wrong, but I mean, what are some of the names out there when somebody's like, "What guitars do you have?" or "What should I purchase?" or "What should I look at?"
There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's
I think
it's more the ranges,
yeah,
right?
I think before that, you need to start getting into the Ibanez serial numbers,
Oh,
which are yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's
a thing.
it's kind of a joke, actually, because they are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Every single Ibanez has the most. Turn the back of your headstock
super
around.
long, makes no sense.
This is an RGIX27LF. There's like 17 letters in it.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they identify. People will be like, "Yeah, I
Oh,
play
so
the
it's-
bop." Yeah,
So it's almost
Straight
like a VIN number on the car. The 17-digit number.
Yeah.
Everything means
Pretty
something
much.
different.
Yeah.
It's almost like this is how this guitar was built.
it's the model of the
Model.
guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
No shit.
But yeah, man, dude, there's so many like top players that just played like multiple different instruments right now. That is just like obviously Ibanez is always probably, at least for me, is always going to be like one of the top tiers. I have one at home.
I mean, I know just from like being over at Chris's house, he's got like some Jacksons,
Mhm.
he's got the Demon S, he's got I think he's got some Ibanez's.
Mhm. And an ESP, I think, and the
ESPs.
Charvel.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Charvel.
Charvel.
Charvel's crazy.
What is that green one that he has?
Oh, I think that's a Jackson.
That thing
it's
just
a Jackson.
sex.
Yeah, that
Just
was
straight sex.
that and the
Straight sex.
Charvel.
Straight sex.
Charvels are sweet, but yeah, I mean, I'll talk about solar guitars in a
Oh, yeah.
sec. But Keystone guitars is a big one out
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Diesel.
Mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah.
Schecter will always be a name.
Fucking-
You know,
I
Oh, yeah.
love
Is that how you
mayonnaise.
say it?
Love
I
mayonnaise.
always want to say mayonnaise, but
Mayonnaise, yeah.
Sweet.
I love mayonnaise on a sandwich. I love it on my hand.
What else are we missing? And Strandberg, if you're into the headless, which I'm not personally.
Dude,
but
I've never been a big.
I've never
headless
tried
guy.
though. I can't rock it till I try it. though.
Yeah, I've never been a big headless guy. It's just me personally.
And then Gibson and Fender. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So this is new to me. It does not look new at all.
That was sick.
Yeah, I was so confused when I saw it. I was like, "You've been jamming on this
I
a while." He's
found
like,
it in
"I
the
just
trash
Couple
can
days.
and built this thing. No. So this is so it's called a relic. It's a relic job. So this is a 2008, 2009 US Elite American Fender Strat, 70s relic. So the 70s from a standard, like when you see a regular like Fender Strat, they usually have like slightly smaller headstocks. The 70s Strats have like these bigger like headstocks, and I love this style. Jim Root plays this. Chris Sheffield from Foo
Yeah.
Fighters plays this. Tom DeLonge, like Jesus, y'all know who that is.
It just looks clean."
Yeah,
Yeah.
super clean maple neck. Some like slight marbling on the front and the back right there. Like, dude, I love Fender guitars. They're fantastic players. Super lightweight. Like, I went from my ESP, which is like 15 pounds, to this, which is 8.5 pounds.
Holy shit!
So that's a huge difference on stage. Like, massive difference.
I didn't even think about the weight of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, obviously that plays a game.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Big player.
When you're jumping around, yeah.
Tell 'em what
huge.
happened.
Like, Colby's like, yeah. So this guy's actually loaded with modern pickups that Fender doesn't typically have. So this is the Rabia Masada bare knuckle silo,
Okay.
which is bare knuckles they're fantastic.
That's one of the names that I've always heard. Just bare
They're good.
Yeah.
knuckle pickups.
Yeah,
like it's just
fantastic.
it's a solid
Yeah.
pickup.
So unlike the EMGs that he has and the Fishmans that are in both of his Solars, these are passive, which means that they do not run on a battery.
No, no 9 volt. No 9 volt needed.
No 9 volt. So you just put them in and you plug it in.
Oh yeah, for those that don't know, there's
Play.
batteries inside
Batteries
of
now,
those
yeah.
things.
They're very technical now. But still, with this being passive, it's super hot. Very, very hot.
Hot meaning
just like high output.
I got you.
But great clarity, great dynamics. Love this pickup. I didn't even know it existed. The guy I got the guitar from was just like, yeah, these are what I have in it. And I, like, before going and picking up the guitar, I was just like, okay, YouTube everything and watch everything. And I'm just like, man, they scream. So I was just like, cool. It's my first relic, like Fender Strat. This is like my fourth Fender Strat I've owned in my entire life. I love Fender Strats. They're amazing. And this thing, it's already like pretty beat up. So I don't really give a damn if I like drop it or fuck it up because it's just going to add to it.
That was one of the things that I was gonna ask is I know that like I'm a car guy, so whenever I get parts for my car, like I want to make sure that they're maintained and everything's nice and neat and unvarnished and scuffed and whatever. And then there just comes a point where you're like, fuck it, and all bets are off.
Yeah.
When it comes to guitars, like I understand that a lot of these are just very, very beautifully done from, custom luthiers to, your big names. When you get a guitar, like, I guess, how do you get over that anxiety of, I don't want to mess it up? You just start wrecking it. You're like, fuck it. Like,
it kind of depends on the guitar. Like guitars like this, where they're already beat up, where they're made to look like this.
oh, okay.
You don't care if it gets a scratch or if like a little ding here, because it just kind of adds to the character.
Yeah.
Like, but I already got this guitar like that. If John were to pick up this one right over here, look at that thing.
No,
He doesn't even want to touch it because his handprint is gonna
he's like
we can we could go to that. Here, I'll hand that back to you. It kind of depends on the guitar, Like I would be terrified to play that guitar live.
Which one do you want, John?
Let's go Cappuccino. Dude, tell them the quick story what happened last Hopeful show.
Okay, so yeah.
That's kind of a catalyst for that guitar, right?
Kind of catalyst. So the whole reason I got my Fender Strat in the first place was because
Are you getting this?
Yeah, look at that.
That is so sexy.
Shout out Solar.
Beautiful, man. I think I played some Solars at NAMM.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one?
Look at the butt.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, so this,
Brian's like,
yeah. I've actually played
he's
this
played
one.
it. Yeah, no. Yeah, feel free to let it rip.
Fantastic, yeah.
first thing comes to mind, Dark Knight. Just
For sure. My
that's
mom,
literally Batman's guitar if he had one.
yeah, my mom calls that one Lucifer.
Oh,
Even
that's
better.
She's a fan.
Fuck Batman, Lucifer.
Love it.
So what do you got in your hands?
This is a Solar guitar. I clearly am an Ola England fanboy. The YouTube guy I talked about earlier, it's his guitar company. But I've actually been a Solar artist for about a year. And shout out Joel Trulson, they're awesome to work with. But yeah, this one is super fun. I don't play live with this one. So I'll talk about the bridges.
Sure.
They're pretty unique on this one. And actually, I was going to mention something when we talked about weather earlier. So this one I use for a lot of videos when I'm at home. This is called a Floyd Rose, and they're super awesome. But if you break a string, you're totally fucked. Every string is brutally out of tune.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but when they are in tune, you can do.
I got
You can't hear it, but you can do like some stupid whammy tricks that are just really fun
We should have brought an
and
amp.
kind of childish. But
I'm very happy we did not.
yeah.
I'm sure Fieldhouse
Very
is
happy
too.
we did not.
For sure. But anyway, super fun to play. And yeah, these pickups are Fishman pickups, which Fishman's kind of like, I've always been a huge EMG fan. And what he mentioned with the batteries. So there's a little battery hole right there.
Gotcha.
Anyways, Fishmans are kind of like the newer school EMG, honestly. I've really come to like them a lot.
Big on ceramics. Yeah. Big on ceramics.
To me, they're active, but they're not like too aggressive. But I don't know. I just love them personally. But
Can I see that, Brian?
yeah, let it rip. But yeah, that one, the bridge on there is called an Evertune. Now live, that's kind of what I swear by now. I started using with the Browning, and like at So What Fest, it was this hot outside, and my guitar was perfectly fine. Didn't have to worry about shit. I sweated all over it. It was disgusting, but it didn't wager the tuning at all. So there is a myth, though. A lot of people think you can't bend on Evertunes.
That's
It's
false.
not true.
It is
I
false.
can show you in a second, but
Yes.
there's a zone system where you can set it up with all these strings in zone 2, and if you go to do this, it literally won't move. It'll just do this. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But the way you get around that, there's a zone 3. You barely dip into it, then you dip a little bit back, and then it's like a normal guitar, but it just stays in tune
This
so
thing
well.
is
And My guitar setup guy, shout out to Dr. John Reynolds. He's actually in Round Rock.
Dr. John.
He's gonna be pissed at me because I haven't fixed the paint. So those pickups didn't come like that. I actually got some paint off Amazon and I had him paint
oh,
that
the green
on there. Yeah,
Oh, green.
I'm a big black and
Oh.
green fan, so obviously you can see some of it came off. So I
Yeah,
need
of
to
course.
do some work on that.
Can see we've been playing.
But yeah, that's kind of my main live one now. But yeah, and these are both in drop C. But yeah, huge fan. Again, if I like one day if I ever have a guitar tech, I probably would play whammy bars live because I wouldn't have to worry about it. It's just really fun. But yeah, Evertune's become a really big fan of those.
That thing just
So
looks so shiny.
dude, these are so hard to keep clean though. Even when I clean them, there's still like smudges on them.
He knew what he was doing bringing it.
yeah. I was like, watch this.
Yeah.
Well, when he told me yesterday, I was like, dude, I can't just bring one.
No, yeah,
But,
and that was the other like complicated thing was like bring the guitar you shred on, but I know that everyone has at least. Okay, how many guitars you got?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know.
5,
Oh,
8,
probably 12, 10 to 12. Yeah, it's a lot.
I have 2.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah.
He's like, I keep it simple.
dang.
I have 2.
Here's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them. And then I have an iron, not an iron label, an Axion label, Ibanez, 7-string, 26.5-inch scale length, and it's got an Edge Pro 3 system on it as well. So it's kind of similar to the Floyd Rose. One thing I wanted to talk about was while we were kind of on the subject of that Evertune, and this is something you might not know as well.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever seen this, Ryan?
Yeah.
Press down on that as hard as you can.
Just do it super hard. Yeah.
You won't
go.
hurt anything, but press down on that bar as hard as you can. Like, watch what happens. I promise you won't break anything. Like, push it all the way down. Oh my That's a Floyd Rose. So that's why you can do some weird tricks. Like Dimebag Darrell was super famous for doing crazy whammy tricks, like taking these. You do for nerds out there. You do a natural harmonic, and then you just can take it up, down, all around. Do some. It's so fun. But yeah, just hit a string and just like play with it. So
He's like,
you
"No."
can see why it's really fun. But again, if you break a string though, they all go out of tune very badly.
So
I did not sign the liability waiver, so
So it
all
was
good.
actually like when you said that, like when you break a string on a Floyd Rose or any like kind of like tremolo system, like extreme tremolo system like that, like it just fucks the entire tuning up. With these Evertunes, the reason why there's like such a big game changer for like us as like live playing musicians, if he breaks a string on that Evertune, each string is on its own like pulley and lever system.
Okay.
So if he breaks a string, let's say he breaks his like bottom E string, you know, for that Evertune on the black guitar.
Okay.
It doesn't fuck with any of the tuning on the other strings. He can easily just pull another string through, put it back, tighten it on the on his locking tuners up
Mhm.
there, tune it back in, and then it's perfect. And it doesn't fuck with anything else. And
no
it's
shit.
Yep, it's pretty
perfectly
crazy.
in tune. Those things are game changers.
And they're relatively new technology. I think they've been around for 10 years now, but like
Mhm.
the last couple years, like
Have
you
been
see
like
a lot of
big
people.
boom on them. Yeah.
use
Everybody's kind of like once
Yeah.
they saw their friend have one and
Yeah.
learned what it was, they're like,
Yeah.
"Pff, I'm getting one.
Yeah. They're huge.
So you see people like Andy James, who's also one of my favorite guitar players.
Oh,
He was a solo guy for a long time. He
Yeah.
plays for Five Finger Death Punch now.
Okay.
I love him. Some people hate him, whatever. But
Yeah.
he shreds his ass off in every single song he does use an Evertune, and he bends like crazy. So
Wow.
yeah, he's
That's-
one. I would say he's one of the bigger ones that uses them. And there's
His signature Kiesel is so dope.
dude, he just switched to BC Rich.
Did he? Oh,
Because
God.
the other Zoltan, the other Five Finger, I think he like is part owner in BC Rich. But yeah, his
of
newer
course.
model is a white. It looks the same. but-
Zoltan.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, whenever we did I never met him, but whenever we did the showcase with Fire from the Gods, I believe AJ
Oh, yeah.
is teamed
They're
up
on like
with,
the same.
Yeah, like
I
same-
think he manages them or something.
yeah, something
right?
like that. They're on they have a label together. There's a connection between
Yeah.
Five Finger and Fire from the Gods. So man, dude, Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure there's like 14 other levels to these things that we could talk about.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you were talking about
Oh.
scaling
Yeah.
and like
yeah.
like I know that the length of the neck is a thing
Yeah.
and like the fret
Yeah.
spacing is a thing.
You have multi scales as well.
Okay.
So multi scales or like fan frets.
Yep.
You know.
Go like this.
Yeah. where
Yeah,
it goes
like, yeah, I've
that.
seen them
Seen
where it like
those,
starts
yeah.
out and kind of like
Yeah.
Yep.
So certain guitars, like with one that I'm specifically thinking of is one that Ibanez makes. So it's a 27-inch scale length on the top,
Okay.
and then on the bottom it's a 25.5 inch
Oh,
scale
nice.
length. Yeah.
What scale length do you guys like? What do you guys prefer?
Go ahead.
I honestly
Yeah,
don't
go ahead.
know.
Oh, really? Okay. Hey, that's probably the ignorance is bliss. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I also don't know what I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So
fair
Yeah,
enough.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
know.
John, what about you? We'll start with you.
25 and a half. I again just playing leads is a lot more fun. I've had some 26 and a half. 7-string was okay, and then anything. I think I have one can't remember the
27.
brand.
We're
Yeah,
talking
127. It's just like literally how long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the long length is really good for low ass tuning.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of where I come into.
Really good.
It depends on the music.
Yeah.
So for Hopeful stuff,
Ah,
Hopeful stuff is like 25.5 inch.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that Fender Strat is not. It might be a 25.5 inch, or it's gonna
dude,
be
some are 24 and
it's
0.75.
gonna
Or
I
even
think
like Les Pauls.
that one might even be that is a 24.75. Just because it's 70 style, so I would imagine. But for like heavier stuff, like Living Hollow stuff, like the big like low tunings,
Yep.
big deathcore shit. Definitely like 26.5 to 27 in scaling.
does that just give like, I mean, forgive the pun, but like just more room for fun? I mean,
Better tuning stability too.
Yeah,
Okay.
it makes the birding thing. Yeah,
boom.
Yeah.
better tuning stability. Those guitars typically can take like thicker gauge strings as well.
Mhm.
So they have a little bit more oomph. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
A little
yeah,
more haul.
yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, because I mean, I always see people, got these strings or got the. Here's what I wanted to ask: picks.
Wow.
Yeah,
Here we go.
you got yours. You got
I
yours.
do.
Yours is in there.
That good old sharp pick.
I got two because I played different picks.
I
for
knew-
each
Oh,
you
guitar.
do? Hell yeah.
I
do.
knew.
Love that.
I knew for a
You knew this
fact.
would happen.
I knew for a fact that when you talk to guitarists in a closed setting, they will bring picks. I even have picks in my car. If somebody was like, I need a pick, not that would ever happen.
Yeah.
It's
But
happened though.
It's happened.
It has happened.
So
That's
I
awesome.
guess, and goddamn, we've been just cruising now. We got to be careful because the mommies and the memes are going to start hitting out here pretty soon. Because I know that like pick thickness and shape is a thing. So
Mhm.
talk about what you currently have on you and why.
Oh, what I currently have on
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Shit.
Okay.
Hold on. I've got a lot.
Dylan's got a whole pick
There's
factory
like
in
a
his
lot
fucking
in
pocket.
there. Here we go. Oh, I've got a Living Hollow pick.
Holy shit!
Hey.
Brian's pulling out his wallet. Was this like
Yes. Yeah, I got a bunch of
the
F's
soup
in
du
here, too.
jour?
There's no money, just
Yeah,
picks.
just picks. No,
Yeah, zero
I'm the same.
cash. Just picks
Dude,
and cards.
yeah.
Uh,
I've got a.
More of these.
how many do you have?
That's-
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all the
Oh no,
same.
you actually have 4.
You have to have backups.
Yep.
Have
Always.
to.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Brian?
These are all the it's a Jim Dunlop Sharp pick 88 millimeter.
Hell yeah.
And I really I like Jazz 3s a lot too. This one's probably better. Those are
Bro,
kinda
these are worn,
down.
son.
Yeah, this is less worn.
These ain't sharp no more. These are dull.
Manhandled.
Yeah,
That means he's been playing. Boy's been playing.
They've been abused to no end.
I don't know if you can get this shot, but I want to show you the comparison between the newest one and the one he has in his wallet.
But anyways, these I really like, I guess, just because I love Jazz 3s and any Sharp pick in general, but I think my big beef with them was sometimes like it would just fly out of my hand or something because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Oh, the
And-
Jazz 3s.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just
I'm with
'cause
you,
They,
yeah.
they just the
They're
weird
so
angle.
tiny.
Yeah. They're very, very tiny.
And so I like them being thick enough. Maybe at 1 millimeter is a little too much, but just shy of that, and then having like the grip of the normal size pick with the sort of jazzy sort of tip. And so it just for me works really well. But I love, like the John Petrucci ones for like sweeping. It's really good for tracking arpeggiations.
Okay.
But I'd say all in all, this is my typical go-to.
Okay. Cool. What you doing?
So
How many you got?
I have. I'm gonna do a little shout out. So this is Living Hollow guitar pick.
Oh, look at that.
We got these made. These are 1 millimeters. They can be found at our merch table. So come to a show.
You have to go to a show. to see
Ryan
that
said I
table.
could do it, so I'm doing it.
Do
Come
it.
Get a fucking guitar pick.
Do it.
Ryan, I'll give that one to you.
Oh yeah, I
have
even
a
have
ton.
I have a lanyard too.
Good. Okay, so typically I have 2 guitar picks.
Yes.
So I do so for Hopeful stuff, I play a Dunlop USA Tortex 1.14 millimeter. So that is
Whoa.
Ooh,
that is
that's
this
thick.
guy. It's a
Little thick.
the next one's way thicker.
Wait, you're telling me a millimeter is a thick pick?
Yeah.
here
Comparatively,
take
yeah.
that one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No shit.
Okay, and
Okay.
it gets worse.
Oh.
Or better.
This this is my light pick.
Ah.
This is the light one. So
okay.
I use this for all Hopeful stuff.
And that's just
Um,
over a mil.
And this is just over a mil. So it's 1.14.
Okay.
This, so I typically like with Hopeful stuff, I really don't do a lot of like big open like sustained chords,
Yeah.
you know. But I like having that heftiness. It kind of reminds me that it's there. Like we were talking about like picks flying out of your hand.
Right.
The Tortex to me is like really good. It comes coated with like this like kind of powder stuff that just helps keep it in your fingers. But it's got a really nice size, really like well developed tip on it, but it's more rounded. It's not super sharp.
Mhm.
So the playability on it to me is a lot like super fluid. I don't do like a ton of lead stuff. You know, so for me, it's like I need it for the occasional like solo or two, but other than that, it's mostly rhythm
So
stuff.
just more rhythm and
Yeah.
the offhand solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just the thickness is there just to really kind of remind me that it is
It's there. I gotcha.
Because if it is too light, like I can take one hard strum and it's like out of my fingers. You know. The next one is same brand, so it's a Dunlop USA Tortex 2mm.
Whoa.
So this is for Living Hollow. This is for the big boys.
For the bow wow.
Yeah, because
Bow
we in Living Hollow, if you listen to some of our music, we go boom with the weirdly demonic, unrealistic,
Yeah.
like fast kick. Yeah, very Lorna-esque. Yeah.
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows. Yeah. Yeah.
Always like,
Yeah.
yes.
But
Yes.
here, take a look at that.
Yeah, that's his.
What?
Dylan's a man.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. That's lifting weights, brother.
No
Yeah,
I mean, as compared
Oh
to
my
your Living
God.
Hollow one.
Oh my
jeez.
god. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's wild.
Yeah. It's a huge difference.
Man.
I love that.
So bow wow
Yeah. Just
and
man. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
do you have any more?
Nope, that's
Oh,
all
okay.
I got
That's
on
it?
me.
John?
These are my main.
Well, John's got the spread over there.
Brian, I have them in my wallet as well, in my pocket. Here, you can have this. Lift
Hold
first
on.
pick for you.
Is this a Listerine pack?
Oh, yeah, they still have those, by the way, and they're
Oh,
pretty.
I thought
yeah.
you were putting your picks in this.
No.
That would make sense.
I actually like Listerine
A
strips.
pick pack.
Yeah. 0.88. So that's for if you want to do the noises. That's for it's a lot. Just you can move real quick with it.
So that's pretty close to
And-
like size what he's
Yeah, it's just not sharp. For me personally, I've always loved those, but personally, I love the color green. So that's why I started playing the Dunlop green ones years ago. But I'm most used to it. I use the Jazz 3s a little bit, but I just always go back to those. And then I got the custom ones made, but they're the same as just the normal green Dunlop 0.88.
Okay.
I would cut myself with that pick.
yeah,
that thing is sharp.
But yeah, I don't know. Personally, it's just light and easy to.
So just something that you can easily move through the notes and just
And
kind of
I don't
get
drop.
down to business.
I don't drop picks too often, but whenever I play live, I always just throw a bunch of them
Of
right
course.
on the set list. So
Yeah.
if I need to pick one up,
Just in case.
they're there. Yeah.
All right. Well, man, I'm sure again we could go on and on and on and on. But before we go, we're gonna round out with two things. Obviously the shout outs, bands and projects and all that fun stuff, and anybody you want to thank. But tell me your one of your oh shit moments in terms of what happened, like something happened to your guitar on stage, like you know what I mean, or you know, like pick one out of your hand or string broke, just something in that vein, just so we know that you guys are actually humans.
Yeah.
Oh
fair.
man. Oh god.
Anything.
My first show ever, 2014. For some weird reason.
Oh, with Call Me King. No.
Yeah, actually,
yeah?
this was actually, it was before it was Call Me King. It was called Until the End.
Until the End. Yeah, that's right.
And
Man, this is an old story.
yeah, and it was really awkward because I had like 3 or 4 ex-girlfriends show up to the show. And so I'm like,
Oh.
this is so fucked. And they're all sitting at the table with my mom.
Oh my.
Okay, so I'm
Wait,
like,
hold on.
You got your mom and
Your mom,
three
three
exes?
ex-girlfriends, all at the table.
You gotta sell tickets, man.
And they were
yeah, yeah. And so they're all at the
Fucking
table.
bravo.
And I had both guitars. I had 2 guitars, a backup, and I got both of them taken to a tech. And the string, the little E string for a lead guitar player is pretty important. And so that breaks.
Which is
Yeah, the thinnest one for
Little guy.
solos. Yeah. And that breaks. I'm like, well, I have a backup. And I plug it in and it just something is wrong with the electronics inside. And so it just starts screaming and it's like terrible. And I'm like, and in that moment I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to finish this set with a broken E string.
Oh, man.
And so I just improvised the set. I am losing my mind in my head. I'm freaking out about, the table situation. It was pretty bad. I got off stage and I was like, man, I kind of want to just die right now. Like, it was bad. It was terrible.
I'm pretty sure if I had some ex-girlfriends show up and I mean, imagine if never mind. I'm not even gonna go down that road. I'm happily married for 15 years. Dun-dun-dun.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Actually, no,
congrats.
sorry, 13.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
been together for 15. But anyway, moving on. Dylan.
Okay, so this just recently happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
John was there. John saw it. John gave me the backup.
hey.
So John came in clutch.
All right. So a
Um,
hero moment here.
Very hero moment. I owe this guy my life.
This is a month ago, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a month ago. So it was my ESP. It was an E2 Eclipse. Gorgeous. Love this guitar. My fiance actually bought me that guitar for my birthday, right? For my birthday.
Good job.
I
fiance.
told myself I love that guitar. Love that guitar. So we're playing at Come and Take It. And this we were just playing with Notions. They were headlining, and so we're like halfway through the set. So my the bolt for my strap
Oh no.
barreled out of the guitar, screw and all.
Completely.
Everything.
just
The-
stripped.
the-
Yeah.
Just stripped,
Gone.
right out.
Woof.
Cool. So and I am literally almost at the song. Like our next song that we were playing was a song that I have a big solo in. So I'm like,
You're just like
fuck.
no,
I am
no,
trying
no.
to figure out what to do. And I'm literally talking to, I've got like 20 guys side stage, like John included, literally like trying to figure out like, what do you need? What can we help you with? So John was somewhere. But
over at the
I
merch.
literally,
And-
yeah, I literally said, get John. Like literally told the guys, they're like, what do you need? I said, get John. So I'm literally there kneeling, playing I've got photos of it and everything, just playing, waiting on John to get to the backstage
Just
area.
to give you another guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So song ended, I believe. I got what was that? A Fernandez?
It was. It was the only guitar
Yeah.
that I have that you can actually tune on the spot
Yeah.
because like those ones are set to what they are. In hindsight, I should have gave him the ones in drop C because we both used the quad Cortex and he could
Okay.
use pitch
I coulda
shifting
just
technology
pitch
in
shifted
there.
down.
That would have
Yeah.
been way easier,
That
but
would've,
I
but-
gave him one that he could tune himself.
Man,
So-
you just flew through that.
Sorry.
This whole technical thing
Yeah.
that just made
Mhm.
all
Oh,
the
sorry.
sense to everybody. And I'm just like, sure.
Well, we both run the same thing.
Yeah, because I
Exactly.
remember you
Yeah.
building your rig. You were super proud of it.
Oh fuck yeah, I still am. Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's awesome. Yeah. John's is like this big and mine's like the size of
easy.
a
So
3-story building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. But no, he came in clutch. And I literally I got the new guitar like tuned up and set up literally in the matter of like 30 seconds of being handed.
in between the song change.
Yeah, like almost perfectly. So it was honestly like clutch. If he wasn't there, I had no idea what I was gonna do. Shout out to Mondo for wanting to let me use his Aristides and me not wanting to have to like transpose from like drop F to drop B. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not doing that right here, right now. So came in clutch. But yeah, that sucked. It was horrible.
Damn.
But yeah, John saved my life that night. So I now have a closet that's dedicated to him in a shrine.
Fucking honored.
Yeah.
just that guitar is just
Yeah.
in there. Candles, picture
It's not
of
even
John.
that. The guitar's gone. It's just the screw.
Ah, that makes a lot more
it's,
sense.
It's the faulty ass screw in a photo of John I stole off Facebook.
Perfect.
Love it. The guitar I actually gave him though, I got it from Jameson from Fire from the Gods.
Oh, nice.
Fun fact, I met him on Craigslist like 8 or 9 years ago. And I traded him. I think I had a Mike Mushek, the Stain guitar player, his signature like baritone. I traded him that for this Fernandez, which Fernandez isn't even around.
What are you
anymore.
talking about? That PRS?
Yep.
Oh my!
I used to have that,
that's
but
so sick.
Traded
Okay.
Jameson, and he and I have just been Facebook friends ever since. And
Yeah.
fun fact, he's actually the reason I got the Browning gig too.
Oh.
And full circle stuff, but that was the guitar.
Bingo.
So hit
I
up
played.
Jameson if I need anything.
Pretty much. Yeah. Moral of the story: Jameson's he's a good dude.
Fantastic.
He also runs a pool company.
He does.
Company,
Yeah.
and I'm a pool boy. And I, hey, Jameson,
Yeah.
which camera? Looking. Hey, do you need help?
all the cameras.
We're all here.
Yeah.
Guitars, pools, stuff. Anyway,
Love
so one of your OF moments.
Yeah. It was actually 2 Lift the Curse shows ago. We opened for Formasha Danu, which was definitely like our
nice.
biggest show.
Oh.
Really awesome show. Great crowd on like a Tuesday night. There's like a couple hundred
Man, I
people.
haven't heard of them in a while.
Dude, they've been like they had just
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
had
they're
literally
huge.
just come off a Shinedown tour, and then
Okay.
they were doing a couple random dates on the way to some festival.
Don't they have some new music out too, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken?
new
Yeah.
record. It's
New
great.
record. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you're into that, I think it's fantastic. But yeah, anyways, we opened for them. Really good gig we got from Anthony, and
Yeah.
super stoked on it. So we run in-ears live, Lift the Curse we do. Again, it's just Ryan, he plays guitar, sings, I play guitar, backup singing, and a drummer.
Mhm.
So we have bass coming through tracks and stuff. And then usually we tell sound guy like, oh, we don't need any guitar in monitors. This is the risk you run sometimes, but there was an issue with mine. So long story short, I couldn't hear my guitar at all. The entire set pretty much. Like,
so you just had to like just.
It was a good.
I hope this is right.
I practiced the set a lot, so I saw videos back, and it was like 90% pretty good. So no bad notes. I don't think anyone would have noticed anyways. But
most of us
still,
don't.
That shit's terrifying.
Most of us commoners just look up.
Yeah,
and we're like, hell yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm a firm believer of like if whatever I hear, on the album, CD, MP3, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, and then. Especially if I really love the song. Of course, everybody has those songs that you kind of get into, when the beat hits, when it's time signature change or whatever. And then you see it live. I'm only looking for 80%. Like I know for a fact that, you guys have the lights and the added pressure of that it's live and you have a million things running through your mind. And oh my gosh, like I can't believe I missed this note. And from knowing everybody for long enough, I can look at like, for example, like I've seen you play, I've seen you miss a note. And I've seen your face when you miss a note.
I'm fucking ugly. I can't stand it.
And I just know that there's so much technical expertise going into it because, especially like, I mean, God, pedals are still just huge. I mean, I've seen these monster racks and I'm just like, how do you keep it all together? But then when you have everything running through the rack and you just kind of like just let it ride, I feel like that's an added weight. You're just like, I'm gonna let the computer do what the computer does. Thanks, MacBook, or whatever. But yeah, the fact that you guys are nailing it 80, 90, 95% is just truly amazing. And that's what I think everybody goes there for, is like they know there's gonna be some stuff happen. Like if you turn your nose up, like, I can't believe they did that. Like, get the fuck out. Like, you're not a as dedicated of a fan as you should be. Go listen to never mind. No.
Oh, dude, Brian, on that, the Solars don't have fret markers either, just on the top. But I remember in that exact set, the song I like least expected to fuck anything up on, I like come to this chorus, like main like octave chord part that's really easy to play, and I was like, oh shit, where the fuck is it? It was just a couple of those moments. I'm like, dude, like I would have never fucked that part up.
That's when you just look up and smile. And
I'm just like, we chalk that up as an L.
Out of key.
Damn it. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I've had an absolute amazing time. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. So thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us on.
And thank you guys for doing it. If it wasn't for the production crew back here, which by the way, for everybody listening, December 2nd is the ATX Metal Podcast Showcase. Come and take it live. Familiar or Failure will be jump starting your body on that showcase. Living Hollow is going to be in it. And I'm not going to name who's at the top of the bill, but it is going to be spicy meatball, well worth your $20 to $25 that we are going to take from you. I'm sorry, that you're going to give to us, to them. And I absolutely cannot wait for that. It's going to be the biggest show that I've put on to date. And it is 11 bands currently.
Fucking stacked.
11 bands.
Isn't your birthday? And
it's Dylan's
my birthday.
Yeah.
I turned 30. Yeah, so you have to come out.
You have to.
Have to.
I mean, I mean, it's going to be. I expect at least 300 people there.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Like that's a minimum. I used to think 300 was like holy shit. But the bands that we put together, the lineup that we have for you guys is going to be absolutely out of this world. And I can't wait to announce it. I think I'm going to have to let the headliners go first because that's proper etiquette. But anyway, final shout outs. Go ahead, Brian.
Final shout outs. Well, I was just hanging out with Dougie last night from Altermind.
Doug.
Good old Doug. So shout out to Doug and Cameron and Altermind.
Who also is a fucking amazing guitarist.
Yeah.
If you ever get on his Instagram is like _Doug or like Doug _ or something like that. But it's DUG, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch him at NAMM. That dude just gets after it.
Oh yeah.
God, we didn't even talk about NAMM.
That's a whole nother.
That's all. We'll save it.
Vietnam.
Oh,
Man, but yeah, them and obviously shout out to Ruben. Shout out to Chris Crow. And
it's my homie.
yeah, and Yeah, I think that's all my brain's coming up with for now.
And Bridges Ablaze.
And Bridges Blaze, yeah, them. Us.
Oh, the band I
them,
actually,
the
yes.
band woman. And who else? My
Your
mom.
Your mom.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
it.
And my wait, what the hell? Today's my dad. It's my it's my
yes. Oh man, I'm
it's a
so
little-
sorry we didn't get to talk about
no,
this.
it's okay. I almost forgot.
Go ahead.
But that's terrible. But it's my dad's 9th anniversary of passing, so I want to give him the ultimate shout out just for being, my dad.
Sure. I know that things that you've told me over the years, it's like kind of like what's the word? I can't think of the word. I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, having your family involved and just being, I know that we've had plenty of conversations about that, so we'll just leave that one there. But yeah, so Dylan.
I'm gonna shout out the boys in Hopeful. I'm gonna shout out the boys in Living Hollow. Shout out my mom and dad. Thank you for these. I guess.
Never heard someone tell
That
their
was
parents
awesome.
thanks for these.
Thanks for these.
That's good.
That was great.
That should be your next merch item.
I fucking hate myself. Biggest shout out though is to my fiance, my soon to be wife. Yeah, give a round of applause. That's it. Yeah.
It's applause.
We get married at the end of September. So
Really?
yeah, September 23rd is coming up.
No shit. Well, congratulations, my man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's my big fish right there.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Fish Club.
Big Fish Club.
Yeah, we like fish. Never
Fish-
mind.
Yep,
Nope.
nope,
Mm-mm,
nope,
mm-mm.
nope. Leave that one alone.
Get it, John.
Yeah. Moving on.
On to you.
Yeah. Shout out to my fam. Actually, for my day job, I got to get out and see them last week in Oakland, California. So I had lunch with my parents, grandparents, and my sister. So shout out them. They've always
Nice.
been super supportive of all the things musical. Yeah, shout out my band Lift the Curse. Again, we got another single coming out September 15th. Playing at Come and Take It on August 25th, opening for Lockjaw. And then, just releasing a shitload of videos. And shout out to you, man, for everything you do for the Austin.
Oh,
metal
Oh
community.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Thank you for
What
doing
am I
this. This is
thinking?
badass.
Yeah.
No. This isn't about me. I do this for y'all. This is
This is not a Ryan benefit thing.
no. I mean, it could be.
Let's
I mean,
do it.
oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
SHREDtember or
Ryan.
whatever.
Yeah. Fucking the shred stuff. Yeah.
Who cares about guitars? Focus on my face. No.
Yeah.
But no, I shout out to the local Austin metal scene. I mean, and just artists everywhere. It's not every big band is a local band somewhere. Like
Yeah.
so everybody has a hometown. And the one thing that I would just say, I guess, to those that have made it is don't forget your roots. Like, don't turn your nose up like, I'm not playing there. Like, no, go play there. Give the time to the locals that the band you once were, whether it's iteration 9.7 or it's the same core 4 dudes that or girls or guys, or that if whatever current state your band is in, just give the time needed to the locals. Show back up, go to the go hang out. But I don't know who the fuck I'm talking to right now, but I mean, there's no one like generally in mind. But I just know that without the locals to support the touring acts, I mean, yeah, people would still show up, but at the same time, it's like then those bands won't get the exposure that I think they personally need. And shining a light on three people like yourselves that are in the scene that do more than just play guitar. Obviously producing and doing God knows how many projects with all 12 of your guitars and all the stuff that you do and the side projects that you're in. Plus, obviously the production team here is also in a band and has other side projects. So thank you guys very much. I honestly cannot say thank you enough. Like it pains me that I can't do more in current format, but throwing these into your showcases and doing stuff like this, definitely that's my give back at the current moment. Thanks for the guitar pick. Also, I do it for guitar picks, just so you know. Get this free swag.
I brought you a shirt too. Are you medium or large?
Yep.
Cool. I got you.
What?
I'll give you a pick too. Yeah. In my backpack.
Yes. Not that I do it for the swag, but it's always welcome. But no, so shout out to the local metal scene. Shout out to Fieldhouse for letting us use this space. And shout out Come and Take It Productions, Texas Metal United, everywhere, you know. Oh, what are all the ats? Where are all the ats where people can follow you?
I guess at Brien Allen Guitar,
Okay.
Brian with an E.
So mine is at Dylan_Living Hollow on Instagram.
At Jon Tadon Jr. or at Lift the Curse or Lift the Curse Music, anywhere.
Cool. And Colby, what's y'all's? Was it Familiar Failure? FWFTX. Go give them a shout. And as always, ATX Metal Podcast everywhere. Websites, atxmp.com. And now that we're doing these videos every now and again, the YouTube channel will be back up and running because
Hell
God
yeah.
knows it's been like 3 fucking years since anything's hit that platform for us. But you know, it just takes time. You know, just takes time to, you know, do the grind and get in and get out and you know, interact with gentlemen like yourself. And as always, buy your tickets from the locals because that money goes directly back into their pockets. And then when they sell all their tickets and they go, we sold them all. Guess what? The next time another tour comes through, they're like, that band sold all their shit. Get them on there. They may not sound just like this band, but they're going to bring people in the door, and that's what's going to ultimately help them. And plus, you know, sell merch and all that fun stuff. Anyway, I digress. Thank you guys very much. This has been SHREDtember episode, and I can't wait to get this all put together. And yeah, let's go hit the bar.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.